Welcome. You're listening to The Radke Show with David and Melissa Radke. Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Radke Show with me, Melissa Radke. This is David Radke. We're so glad that you are here today. I just had a chicken wing. I just had a chicken wing. I'm not sure that there's chicken. Take a check.
No.
Okay, good. I don't believe you, by the way, not one single bit. We're glad that you guys are here today. Today's going to be fun.
What does that mean? Every day's fun.
I wouldn't say every day is fun.
Every episode is better than the last, funnier than the last.
That's not even sort of true. Depends on what kind of mood we're in. But I do have some funnies to share with you guys today from things that my parents said while we were on vacation. Hey, by the way.
You know what they are? They're real freaking funny.
Okay. What movie is that from? Real freaking naughty. Okay. Speaking of which, when we were on vacation, we were in Utah. Hashtag Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And one place that I wanted to go so bad was Swig. And my dad kept saying, why are we going to this place? I don't understand why we're going to this place.
We need to Greek that. They're not a sponsor.
I would love for him to be a sponsor. Stop! Last podcast, I was drinking out of a Sonic. I'm drinking out of a Sonic again. This is not a healthy decision, everybody.
But it's a good summertime decision.
Because I have gotten a little bit addicted to dirty sodas. So I wanted to go to Swig. We found a Swig. And because the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they made it so popular. And I got to go to one in Nashville and I've been just dying for a Swig. I went through to the Swig, got me a dirty soda. You got one and my dad got one. And you think the dirty sodas at Sonic are better than the dirty sodas at Swig.
One you got the other day, I tasted, and whoever made it better than Swig. I will also say...
He says to me, we need to drive back through that drive-thru and get the name of the kid that made that so we can ask for Timmy next time.
I also think the little homemade ones that you were making a while back are better than Swig. I've had Swig two times.
We had Fayetteville and Nashville.
And both of them are, do you know those waters that are supposed to be grape, that are supposed to be kiwi? And you're kind of getting excited. And I'm like wanting to bite into a fresh peach for the peach water. And then when you drink it, you're like, there might have been a faint taste of
No,
of a
I
fruit.
honestly don't know what water.
Just water.
I don't know what waters you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You used to get them all the time.
Great Americans from Walmart, they are very good.
They just barely have a hint of flavor. It shouldn't be called, peach water. It should be a hint of peach water. Well, I think Swig. I think they have a hint of dirty soda. Like it is mainly Dr. Pepper, and they've gone, wait a second, we are spending too much money on cream and syrups and whatever else. Let's cut it in half.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a faint.
Right.
Dirty.
I get that. And that's actually.
And if I'm going to be dirty, I want to be dirty.
David, no, interested in PG-13. He wants to be dirty.
I'm going to get down in it.
All the way through. So for those of you who have no clue what we're talking about, which is amazing to me, but there are still people who do not know what a dirty soda is. Okay. A dirty soda.
You know who invented it? Jeez.
David, I don't even know what you're going to say, but by your face, it's going to be something stupid. Who? Are you going to sing Dirty Diana? Here we go.
Dirty Diana. Ow.
What in the world? Was that a Prince song? Who sang that? I don't even remember.
No, that's Michael Jackson, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, the fact that I knew you were going to pull out a song from the early 90s is amazing to me. Okay. A dirty soda is just this. Listen to me, everybody. It's a soda. It's whatever soda you prefer as the base. You like Diet Coke, Coke Zero. You like Sprite. You like Dr. Pepper. You like Coke, regular Coke. It's root beer, whatever the soda is.
I don't know if I've seen root beer, although root beer would be good with some of them. I've also seen, or is it Fanta? Is that orange?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then I saw a Fresco, something like
Fresca?
that. Fresco.
Okay, so you choose your soda. Now you're going to dirty it up. And the original way, the most common is you're going, and this is going to gross some of you out, but just hear me out. You're going to add coconut and cream. I know.
They all have coconut or just some of them?
I would say the majority of them, the next layer after the soda is coconut and cream. Okay?
But you could probably hold the coconut if you're not a fan of coconut.
Sure. Then you're going to add specialties on top of that. You want to add a little hint of peach. You want to add a little hint of strawberry. You want to add a little hint of, I don't know. Okay. For me, my go-to at Swig is called the Founder. And I get it made with Dr. Pepper.
For me in my house, we'll go to the Founder.
As for me in my house, we will have the Swig. It's the base is Dr. Pepper, followed by coconut, cream, and vanilla. Okay. The other day when we went to Swig, I said, throw in some strawberry and get freaky with it. And I actually liked it. But when we went to Sonic the other day, I said I would like a Dr. Pepper. I don't know why. I am not a Dr. Pepper girl at all. I'm a Coke girl.
Shame.
But I have found that Dr. Pepper as the base is best. So I got a Dr. Pepper. I got coconut, cream, and vanilla. And it was excellent. I didn't add any strawberry. What do you like?
I like that pretty well. When you did it a week or two ago, it was just Dr. Pepper and coconut cream in one thing. Like they have it at the store now, like Carnation or whatever.
Don't get ahead of me, David.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't get ahead of me. Okay, so my dad says when he orders his Swig, he says, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to do Dr. Pepper, like she said, and then coconut cream and vanilla and add me some peach. And the girl says, do you want coconut cream or do you want half and half? My dad says, all righty.
Yes.
He goes, which? And he goes, I said yes. So he got like...
You know what that's called, don't you?
That's called a quintuple bypass, which he's already had and will apparently have again.
That's called the dirty double.
I like it dirty and like a double.
Dirty double.
But what David was telling you guys, okay, so I've mentioned dirty sodas on my Insta a couple of times, and every time I do, people go, I need the recipe for that. So we're going to give you the recipe. Write it down. This ain't your show notes. We're not going to show you no piece of paper with it on there.
You know, you need to shoot a video because do you remember the video that made you kind of blow up on TikTok?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I had not thought about that. That video has got like 20 million.
No, it's got a lot.
David, I could look it up. I bet you it has 20 million views today. I'm not kidding.
So the very first, I had tried to get Melissa on TikTok forever.
I'm going to look while you're doing that.
This was before the, all the drama that we've seen around TikTok. So, so I tried to get her to join TikTok. She finally did. And I'm talking about one of the first videos she did was her and Remy. They had heard and maybe even seen another video where if you got a Topo Chico and mayo.
That Mio, M-I-O, you squirt it in for flavor.
Like it's a cherry or dark cherry. Black cherry. Mio, and you go, just give it one good little squirt and shake it up. It tastes just like a Dr. Pepper. I mean, just like, but very, very close. And it really, it really did. And people just like,
we were trying it for the first time as a family. Boy, I should do my dirty soda recipe. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what it is. You keep scrolling down because it's one of the very first things I ever posted. Okay, here's what you're going to do. There is a creamer that is out right now, and I want to say it's by Carnation. How many views?
I just sorted it by
5 million views. This one has 84.5 million. What's that? Oh, that's not so. Okay. This is 6.5 million views. That is my biggest TikTok video. And it's Mio Black Cherry into Topo Chico. Okay. I believe it's by Carnation. And the creamer, you keep it in your fridge, is called coconut cream. And it smells like vacation. It smells like suntan lotion. It's great. And I take my Dr. Pepper and I pour until my heart's content, the coconut cream. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Do I use a third of a cup, a half of a cup, 2 tablespoons? I have no clue.
When I made it for you, I don't like it quite as sweet. When I made it for you, I did like a 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So,
or do you go in 1 Mississippi, 2 alligator, 3?
No, it's just like that. Oh, and then I forgot the third ingredient.
I know. Then I ordered from Amazon the Starbucks vanilla flavor. You can get any flavor. I mean, you can get any brand, but I got Starbucks vanilla and I give myself a little 2 pump.
Just the clear syrup.
Yeah. Y'all, that is it. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like a Coke float after it's all melted down, and it's those last few sips. It is so good.
It tastes like paradise coming across my lips.
What? You could have done something other than coming across my lips.
Well, you didn't even have the original thought.
Almost paradise. It's knocking on heaven's door, and I was going to say it's drinking on heaven's door. All right.
I said I'm drinking paradise.
Drinking paradise. It's like I feel something coming over my lips and it's quite appetizing. That's how David does a song. Oh, nothing ever rhymes and it drives me crazy. All right, so that's my recipe for dirty soda. Check it out. My dad really liked his. His was probably 4 million carbs. Mine, on the other hand, was only 2.5 million. It's really good. It's a great summer drink, so check it out.
Hey, I want to shout out to Laverne. Laverne is certainly
DeFazio.
Because actually, she might have
pushed my hand away from your leg.
I didn't mean to. If I did.
I put my hand here, and you literally scooted it off your leg.
Oh, I think I was just like talk. I don't know. Sorry.
Laverne DeFazio.
Laverne DeFazio. I think she might have actually beat Diana to creating the first dirty soda with her Pepsi and milk.
Remember that? Y'all, Laverne knew what was what. We had no idea. Laverne, she's teaching us a thing.
It was the long play, but she was right.
She's like, I know. 47 years from now. We'll be right back after this.
The Radke Show is being brought to you today by Melissa's new book, Chicken Fried Women: Friendship, Kinship, and the Women Who Made Us This Way. This book is a love letter to the Southern women who raised Melissa, scolded Melissa, and taught her how to make gossip sound like a prayer request. It's her most hilarious book yet, and it's available right now wherever books are sold. All right, back to the show.
Okay, we're back, and we want to talk about my parents went to Utah with us. I am wild about my parents. Everything I say here today, I say with the utmost respect and love. I still, to this day, even though my parents are in their 70s, would vacation with them every chance I get. If I had the opportunity, I absolutely love being with them. We have a great time with them. Back me up on this so people don't think I'm crazy. We have a really good time with them. The problem comes in that my parents are getting...
We're having to start to look for places with ramps, maybe wider doors to get wheelchairs through. No.
That is not true. You know what? My mother would have no problem with anything we're doing here, but that she'd have a problem with. My mother is not on a scooter. She has no plans on being in a scooter anytime soon. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I remember you shot a commercial for a large grocery store, and the whole thing in the commercial was you riding a scooter, and that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So there's nothing against scooters.
Also, that grocery store chain, I did 3 commercials for them. They never hired me back after that. But you know what? I put them on the map. All right. My parents are getting a little hard of hearing. And by a little, I mean...
I'm sorry, Chef.
It's comedic. So I may have I told the story about what my dad said at Chili's? Have I told that story? I kind of think I have. I'm going to repeat it. But at one point we were at Chili's having dinner, and this was about 3 weeks before our vacation to Utah. And I said to my dad, Rocco was sitting there, and Rocco said, what are we going to do? What are our plans on that Friday? If we're tubing on Saturday, what are our plans on that Friday? And I said, we're looking into maybe doing some ATV. And my dad said back across the table at Chili's, you can't even carry groceries on an airplane. And I said, And I can't think of a reason why I would need to. What are you talking about, Dad? What did you just say about going to HEB? You're trying to find an HEB. I said, no, we're looking into ATV, all-terrain vehicle. I thought you said HEB, and I was wondering how you were going to get groceries on the plane. That's what we're dealing with here. Okay.
And I don't, for those of you that may not be familiar with HEB, I believe, is one of the largest grocery stores in the country now. It's actually, I think it was founded maybe in San Antonio. It's very big in Texas, but it's a big grocery store, HEB.
This is reminiscent of something that my mother said on Friday night. The four of us, Rocco stayed back and hung out with some friends at the resort, and we decided to go and find something for dinner in Provo. And as we were in a parking lot of Nordstrom's where my mother had to take back something,
Can we say what and why she had to take it back?
Go for it.
So when we landed in Salt Lake City, I had ran out of time. I needed to get some pants for the wedding, what I was wearing, and I had kept putting it off. And so I'm like, I'm so sorry, y'all. When we land, I've got to go straight to a department store so I can get some pants. So that's why we go. So while I'm doing the pants, well, what does Melissa and her mom do? Of course, they're going to go see if they can pick up some things. They didn't need nothing. But anyway, one of those things was a little small clutch that her mother bought. It's this big. It's not that big. You can easily see all sides at all times. But she bought it, put it in a bag, walked out to the car, carried it into the resort. And it wasn't until when she was about to take it out, to use it, did she realize there was a security tag on there almost as big as the clutch itself.
Huge. Absolutely huge. She never saw it.
So we had to track down another store to get it taken off.
Keep in mind, my dad said, we don't need to go to the store. All I need is a pair of wire cutters. Okay? We're in a resort. Where are we going to find wire cutters? So we take her back into town. We take her to a Nordstrom. She goes in. She gets it fixed. She comes back out to the car. David is looking on his phone for a place to eat. All of us want to eat maybe some Asian. We're kind of in the mood for that, right? And David's mentioning some places. And I say, David, I don't know. What do you think that would be good? It sounds good to me. And David says, I just want to make sure we are looking for something your parents can eat. I just want to make sure we're looking for something your parents can eat. And my mom says from the back seat beside me, why are we the least bit concerned about parakeets? I said, what? Why are we the least bit concerned about a parakeet, Melissa?
I'm talking about with conviction, with volume and conviction and certainty.
David said we are looking for something for my parents to eat. Oh, my Lord. I thought he said parakeet. Something's going wrong with me, Gene. I think I'm having a stroke. The next thing, we pull into Park Cities one day, and we are going to go do some shopping up and down little Main Street of Park City. It's a beautiful place, great little shops here and there. We get out of the car. My mom and I get out first. The guys are parking the car, making sure everything's locked up. And my mother says these words, Melissa, smile at me. Let me see your teeth. So I smile at her. P.S. It's about 2:00 in the afternoon. I tell you that because her next words are, did you brush your teeth today? And I said, yes, I am 50 years old. You do not have to remind me to brush my teeth. And she said, open your mouth. And I opened it. And she said, you've got a lot of stuff going on in there. I said, I don't know if you heard this, but the next thing I said was, well, I grabbed a little handful of popcorn and threw it in my mouth right before I came out. And she said, Melissa, who does that? David, everybody does that, right? Like, what did I do wrong?
I would think everybody. I know I did it several times.
Melissa, who does that?
It was like a little gift, like caramel corn type thing.
So now that's a standard.
But then Melissa turned to me almost immediately and said, is there anything in my teeth? And she didn't have anything in her teeth.
But my mother had said, there's a lot going on in there.
Maybe she had, sometimes when you look at a light too long or something and you have those little things that float in your eyes.
Hers were popcorn kernels.
Maybe it was floating around.
Okay, the next one is one that David particularly liked. When we were in Utah on vacation, my sister Mallory was in Las Vegas with some of her friends going to see a Lady Gaga concert. David's already laughing. My dad says to my mom, have you heard from Mallory? And she said, yes, they went to that concert. I don't even want to hear about it. My dad said, well, they were there 2 nights. What did they do the other night? My mom says, they went to the house of Gaga. It's where her meat suit is, David. It's just
it's like a museum for Lady Gaga.
It's like a museum for all things Gaga. And I think they went there to look at her meat suit. And my dad goes,
I feel like everybody knows she wore a meat suit to the Grammys or the Oscars or some big award show. Or was it the big thing they always have like in New York City? Was that what?
Oh, no, I don't remember. What does it matter?
Oh.
All I know is that my dad said, I don't understand that kind of thing. You can't just leave meat just hanging up anywhere. You can't just leave meat hanging up anywhere.
Well, I do have to agree that I wonder how they preserved said meat suit for not to smell. Because if I remember, it was made out of actual meat, like processed meats, I believe. So,
okay, the next thing that she said, or that my dad said, and my mom is really funny, and everybody likes for me to imitate my mom because I can do her voice so perfectly. Yo, that is exactly how she talks to me all the time. Like everything, my mom always talks to me as if everything I do is a disappointment to her. And here's the thing about that. Like some of you are like, well, does that bother you? No, she is wild about me. She's proud of me. But she does act like she talks to me as if everything is this horrific disappointment. Like the night of the reception, when there was a DJ and everybody was dancing, I was out of breath and I ran over to her and I said, Mom, you should have just seen me. I was making Pastor Terry spank it. And my mom said, I'm sorry, what? And I said, yeah, Pastor Terry was dancing with me and I was showing him how to spank it. And my mom said, that's what she did. She laughed and she went like, Melissa, I'm disappointed when you do things like that. Jean, she is just like you, but that's horrible. So everything is like a slight disappointment, but she's also kind of amused by me.
And they get mad at me all the time because anything she says, I laugh or at least giggle at, and they're like, stop it. You're only encouraging that behavior.
You need to say that you laugh at me. People think you laugh at my mom.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
David can't tell stories because he gets his prepositions mixed up. David is always laughing. David is always laughing at something I do, and my mother always says, David, you just make it worse. I liked the fact that there was a guy at the wedding that my dad really hit it off with. Big time, a younger guy, a little bit younger than Dave. And my dad and he just hit it off. And the bad thing is that he has lived in Lufkin, in our town, for like the last 15, 20 years. This wedding was the last event he was going to with all of us Lufkin friends before he moves to Florida for a job. And here he is, should have met my dad 15 years ago, just meeting him at this wedding, and they've hit it off so big, and now he's going to be moving, right? And so...
And you might say, how is that possible in Lufkin? You'd be surprised. It's a metropolis.
Well, you'd be surprised because my parents never leave the house after 5 p.m. But anyway,
that's why they wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So we're at the wedding, and the wedding hasn't started yet, and people are getting pictures together because the mountain just landscape is absolutely beautiful. So Luke, the young guy, comes up to my dad and says, Mr. Gene, can I get a picture with you before I move away? It's just meant so much to me to get to meet you this weekend. And man, I love you so much. And so they get a picture together. After they do, my dad comes and sits down and he says this to my mom and me. I really like that guy. I wish I had met him a long time ago. You know, I like him as much as he likes me. He just told me, Annette, he just told me what a nice guy I am and what a great businessman I am. And my mother said this, how come everybody that starts to like Eugene eventually moves out of town? And my dad goes, what? And she goes, I feel like that's the way it is. People that like you always move. People that like you always move out.
Or are they asked to leave?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Goodness.
I'm going to have 2 more left and then we'll take a break. 2 more left. I thought this was just hysterical. This is actually a quote from Rocco. He was basing it off of the fact that my mother doesn't look anywhere she goes in an airport. She walks like she's walking into a new realm. Okay. She is, I would say it's the blind leading the blind, but my dad's deaf. So it's the deaf leading the blind. It's the most atrocious thing you've ever seen. My dad has to hold her hand like she's a small little toddler. She just walks around like she's never been into town before. And Rocco's quote was, Noni in an airport makes me the maddest I have ever been. Because every time we would turn around, we'd say, Mother, come on. But I'm going to end with this one right here. This was my parents' only fly first class. We know this because we've passed them many times on our way back to economy. They only fly first class, and my mom needed another bag of nuts. And my dad asked the flight attendant, you think we could get one more bag of nuts? We haven't had any lunch today, and that one bag of nuts was not very much. If you think we could get it. And before he could finish, the flight attendant, according to him, said, we don't have any more nuts. We're completely out. To which I said, that's kind of strange, especially in your first class. I would think they would do something to accommodate you, you know? And my dad replied, my favorite quote, she may just be one of those that don't like to help the elderly. Okay, first of all, who are those? Who are those? She may be one of those who don't like to help the elderly. Also, there's nothing about my parents that scream elderly at all. Nothing at all. Well, they dress good. They're funny. They're cute. Except my mother walking through an airport. But she may not be one of those who likes to help the elderly. And that was my favorite quote all week.
We had a really, really good time. And they, for the most part, enjoy us picking on them.
They do. But I did you notice when I pulled up my phone and I was going like this? They don't like to serve the elderly. And my dad goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm writing down everything to use it on a podcast. And my mother looked at my dad and she went like this, Gene, this is what I'm talking about.
Well, let that sink in. We'll be right back after this next break. The Radke Show is being brought to you today by Melissa's new book, Chicken Fried Women: Friendship, Kinship, and the Women Who Made Us This Way. This book is a love letter to the Southern women who raised Melissa, scolded Melissa, and taught her how to make gossip sound like a prayer request. It's her most hilarious book yet, and it's available right now wherever books are sold. All right, back to the show.
Okay, David, I'm going to... you and I are going to do a little thing. You're going to lean up. And this is not necessarily something that you need to watch. Those of you who are listening to this in your car, let me just explain what we're going to do. David and I are going to take turns releasing all of the air from our body. And then we're going to scream.
All of the air?
All of the air. We're going to release all of our air. And then we're going to scream. Ready? You go first. So if a robber came in your house and punched you in the gut, that's what it would sound like. If a robber came in and punched you in the... Okay, right?
Feel like you kept some air back.
I didn't. I gave it all. Do it again.
Some gave all.
All gave some. All gave some. What the heck are we doing? We're making fun of a meme. Let's do it together. Like a little animal. Now try. I don't know what in the world that proved, but that was it for us today.
Well, hey, this is actually an anniversary of sorts. It's our 10th podcast of the new Radke Show. And you would like to see your seats or a table on this show, reach out at melissa@melissaradke.com, because I'm tired of sitting laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind and the tie around my waist.
I will tell you this. We welcome any furniture company from hither to yon to write to us and say to us that they want to advertise their chair and their table on our show. If you would like my seat in your seat, just reach out by email. I'm having a hot flash. I got to get out of here.
Hey, let me show my acting skills that we can use. Look at these amazing pieces of craftsmanship.
I like best how when I sit down, I will sit in it.
It would be so nice to have a table to cover my midsection.
But what table will be big enough? We do not know.
You mentioned the brands Hither and Yon. I've not heard of those, but I bet they're good.
Ain't no furniture company gonna reach out now. But we are serious. What if there's a man who's a carpenter and his wife gets him to make us a table? That might work.
It might.
Okay, you guys, we're so glad that you are watching. We've had 10 episodes, and we love it so much. Thank you guys for being a part and leaving reviews. Honestly, that's the only way that a little podcast like ours is going to get any traction. So always leave a review, a 5-star review, if you have Jesus in your heart.
Everywhere you listen, everywhere you watch, make sure you like and subscribe and comment. I feel really bad. I've got to cut this short because my truckload of Himalayan salt just got here.
He's not kidding. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Radke Show. We're going to end now so that you can go and love on your people. Till next time.